Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your live workout. It's Friday. I haven't been on live in a while because I just finished my 30-day deep core strength challenge. So if you haven't done that yet, click that, that eye up there and you can get access to the 30-day challenge. It was awesome. We all developed our core strength. It was very cool. Today, we're going to do a little routine for low back pain. So if you have serious back pain, I would suggest consulting your doctor. But if you have something like strain or maybe tightness or stiffness, this is a great gentle Pilates routine for you. So I have been teaching an awful lot lately, and so I'm feeling a little low back strain myself. So I thought I would take you with me on a routine that I do whenever I'm sort of feeling that way. Please listen to your body, okay? You know your body best, and do what feels right. So if something doesn't feel right, just don't do it or find something that does, okay? My name's Gretchen, founder of Balance to the Core. I'm here every week with a new tutorial as well as a live workout. So if that interests you, then please come join the community. All you have to do is press that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to get notified whenever I'm here, and I would so love to have you. All right, so let's get started. As we're doing this routine, I'll sort of let you know why we're doing certain exercises because I do find that people like to know why they're doing it. So we'll go and get started. All right, here we go. Lie down on your back. And maybe right there, you might feel a release in your low back. Sort of let that happen and let your body just release. Nice deep inhales and exhales. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just sort of let your bones get heavy on the mat. Maybe just sort of slide back and forth. Feel yourself just sort of let go. We hold a lot of tension in our body, and sometimes just lying down like this can release a lot of it. Let's close your eyes and get yourself focused to really do some internal work here, because Pilates is all about concentration and focus. So let's use those principles today. Your breath will help to center you as well. And really get yourself ready to be very intentional and excited that you get this time to really focus on you. We're going to get our feet hip bone distant apart, arms down by your sides. And let's just sort of start to tilt your pelvis towards your chest. Now for me, I already feel that stretch. I already feel sort of the work being done. So only go to as far as you feel comfortable. And then you're going to reverse it back into sort of a neutral alignment. So just do that a few times, just little pelvic tilts. Inhale back to neutral. So as you do the tilt towards you, I want you to really draw your belly inward and make the tilt happen from the abs pulling that pelvis towards you. Keep moving. So the abs are pulling inward towards your spine. And I like to think of it as just like an anchor. Like it is anchoring down through your belly button, through your spine, through the ground. Keep moving. It's a nice little grounding sensation. Now for me, if I continue to lift, I'm feeling a lot of strain right there in my low back. So I'm not going any further. But if you sort of feel okay with that, you can start to do little bigger tilts and get your glutes involved. Those are your butt muscles, but only if you want to. Releasing neck tension, shoulder tension. It's just the pelvis moving. Now I want you to just anchor the pelvis and keep it there. Keep that sensation of everything pulling inward. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, just anchor a little bit further and pull your right knee in towards your chest. We're getting a stretch through the hip here. Sometimes low back pain comes from hips being tight. So let's work into that a little bit. Inhale, and then exhale, pull in a little bit deeper, and have the thigh pull in because of your abdominal engagement and initiation. Inhale, release it, down, but keep the belly in. Exhale, initiate first, and then pull in. So we're teaching our body how to move from the abs. So that leg doesn't come in until you're super engaged with your exhale. Stretch. And notice too, when your leg lowers, you can feel your belly engage too. We'll do one more each side. Good. Now take your right thigh into your chest like you just did. And now we're going to bring it into a tabletop position and really engage your abs here. Then take that toe, pull it to the floor, bend it back in and in. Same leg. It goes to tabletop. We tap it down. We bring it up. We pull it in. So as it goes to tabletop, you got a little bit more abs. But as you tap the thigh and the toe down, you got more abs. Anchor, pull in. See if you can do this series without letting the low back or abs pop. And you'll notice through this series, I do everything with a closed chain, meaning I always have an opposite leg down for support. We're working into low back strain and pain, so we don't want to be in an open chain where both legs are up. Not when we're feeling vulnerable. Try the other side now. We pull in. We take it to a tabletop. Now the thigh reaches away from me. I bring it back up to tabletop, release the hip and pull in. Now I want you to really try to play with this so you feel your abs the most. Feeling that pulling in, grounding, anchoring sensation, controlling your movement. Because as we get into bigger movement, you want to train your body to work from that core. One more. Good. Bring both legs down again. Take your right leg to tabletop. We're going to extend it up to the ceiling, bend it to tabletop, and take it down. Left side, bend it in, stretch it up, bend, and bring it down. And again, as we lengthen the lever, anchor the belly and engage and like really pull that hip down. Can you stop there for a second and feel that? Anchoring the belly, anchoring the hip. A lot of core power. Change that side. Anchor, pull in. Anchor more. Feel your hip pulling down as that leg reaches up. It's very specific movement. When you work this intentionally, you're teaching your body good habits. So try not to rush through this. Notice when you change sides too, are you shifting? Really trying to stay centered. We're going to do one more each side. Keep breathing. All right, so go ahead, take that right back up again. Anchoring the hip, anchoring the back of the pelvis, anchoring the belly. Get that sensation, okay? So now we're reaching energy out of our toes, but we're not tensing those toes. Just reach energy out as everything anchors down. Now start to lower that leg down till your thighs are in alignment with each other, and then pull your thighs together. So now I'm squeezing my thighs together. I'm anchoring my belly in. Now everything is working in that lower body. My shoulders are pressing into the mat. My ribs are pulling down. I'm going to start to slide this leg maybe a little bit lower and feel that. Hold it. Try not to let that low back lift. We're trying to draw it in, energy out of your tailbone, out of that leg, but then you have an opposite sensation of the anchoring happen, but you're reaching out of the head in opposition. So we're sort of stretching with that anchor in the center. Now, if you're comfortable, don't go all the way down if it's too much. Start to lower that leg, nothing pops. It's so anchored. Good. And then we slide the heel back in, bring that leg to tabletop, take it back up again. Go down, squeeze your thighs together. Squeeze, draw in. Hold and breathe and find that two-way stretch of your body. Anchor deeper as you slide the leg down. It's reaching. Now I'm feeling crazy abs working, and my low back is getting an awesome stretch. But the stretch is happening from my core engagement, not by tucking anything or overstraining. Now start to slide that leg down. Crazy ab power here. So if you're lifting that low back, don't go down. Only pull in where you're comfortable coming in from. One more time, we stretch it up. We slide it down. Squeeze those thighs together. Open those shoulder blades. Pull the belly in. Slide and hold midway down. Now this might be low enough for you. And here might be low enough for you. Stay where you're comfortable. If anything's lifting, you've lost engagement. So we really want to be very intentional. And then slide it in. Good. Let's just pull that thigh in towards our chest. You're going to slide the opposite leg long. Our pelvis is anchored, and our thighs are pulling away from one another. Take your right arm out, and then we're just going to slide this leg along to the other side of the floor. Be gentle. Sit shoulder down as I look at my opposite shoulder. Take your opposite hand and just give it a little extra pull down towards the floor and up to your chest. Nice deep breath, feeling sort of the stretch happening internally in your ribs. Maybe make a noise as you exhale to release tension. Come to center and bend that bottom leg. Flex your foot here, cross it over your thigh for a figure four stretch. So you have to have that foot flexed to protect your knee. And then if this is a good enough stretch, stay right there. Okay, because back pain can again happen from tight hips, so just stay right here. If you have flexibility, you can pull that thigh in. Try not to let that tailbone lift. And then take your weight towards your left side. So our right knee is bent into us. We're going to take our weight over to the left and draw that knee in a little bit more. Our piriformis gets very tight. So that's right here in that glute area. So we want to stretch it out a little bit. So it should feel like it's right there. Release that foot down. Take the other foot down. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest. Take it to tabletop. Extend it up. So belly anchored, hips anchored, back of your pelvis anchored. We're going to slide that leg down till it meets our thigh, and then we squeeze our thighs together. Our abdominals are connected to our inner thigh muscles. So as you squeeze your inner thigh muscles, you're going to feel your belly a little deeper. Get that all connected. You want to be very intentional with the movement. So if you're just holding your leg there, but if you're pulling in intentionally, you're pulling in here intentionally, it's going to be a lot of work. Feel energy out of your toes as you start to slide that leg down, but the anchor stays into that mat, and you're going to get that low back stretch. Keep energy out of the crown of your head. Now start to lower that leg even more, but really don't let anything pooch or lift. Be super careful. You might feel completely different on this side. So common. Slide the leg in. Nothing moves in that pelvis. We pull it back in and then stretch it up. You can even give yourself a little stretch here if you want. Tight hamstrings can also be a hinder on your low back. Anchor the pelvis. Stretch the legs up. And you're stretching from the back of the leg. Try not to lock the knee. We're going to lower the leg down and you're going to really reach the thigh towards the toes and squeeze your thighs together. Draw that belly in and up out of the crown of your head, and then get that sensation of the anchor and reaching downward. Opposition of energy is so important. And then we're going to start to slide it down and bring it towards your shin, maybe. Again, don't go low if it doesn't feel good. Ooh, my abs are getting deep here. Let the weight of the leg go down as you really draw everything inward more. Pull in, come back to tabletop, reach it up. Last one. Stretch, anchor. Lower, squeeze. How specific can you get? Get into those details I talked about. Anchoring the belly, shoulders down, but reach out of the head. So you have the sensation of the shoulders reaching away from the ears. That part of your body is working too. Pilates is full body, everything always working. All right, now stretch it down towards your shin and stretch, hold. Maybe lower it to the floor if you can, without popping anything. Slide the heel in and then draw that knee right into the chest. Stretch your opposite leg long. Breathe. So hopefully you're releasing lots of muscles down in the hips and low back and thighs and hamstrings, even your shoulders and upper back. Slide the knee over as you look to your opposite shoulder. And you can only if you can only go in a little rotation, that's fine too. Whatever feels right for you. And maybe pull the knee up a little bit more, drop it down towards the floor a little bit more. Use this hand to help you. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to flex our feet here. Flex. All right, get that figure 4. So if that's good enough for you, stay there. Remember, this foot stays flexed to protect your knee. And then just draw it inward. Maybe close your eyes here and see if you can release a little bit more. Sometimes when we close our eyes, we can get more inward focused. Bring your weight towards the right, even though the left leg is crossed in. And try to pull in a little deeper so you get right into that part of your seat. Good. And then bring it back to center. We'll hug both thighs in towards our chest. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. And then lower them down. Turn to your side and then turn to your belly. Be gentle here. So now we want to make sure our glutes are strong, because usually weak butts mean you can get a lot of tension into your low back. So we want to build our butt muscles in a very kind way. So keep your legs long, your shoulders down. Now we want to get that two-way stretch here that I talked about. So draw now your belly up into your spine, but it's in opposition now from where we were before. So instead of pushing into the floor, we pull away from the floor. Get your pubic bone down a little bit. And then your toes should reach beyond your mat. Now, when I did that, I completely released my low back, and it feels so good. So you can stay just like this and just breathe while you're engaging. The deeper you pull your low belly in, your belly button into your spine, the more you're going to release right into that low back area. And it feels so good. I could literally stay here all day. But I won't, because I promised you I would give you my full routine here. So what I'm going to do now is, as I stay this engaged, I'm going to start to lift one leg up. If I lift too high, it goes right into my low back, and I'm not even going to show that because it's going to irritate it. Right here, all that's working is my butt and hamstring, and then I can feel my belly support this low back and lengthen it. Okay, so play with that. The more I reach the leg long, the more I engage here. So try that. Alternate legs. Make the abs support you, and the butt lift. Keep alternating. Pubic bone stays down. Pelvis is heavy. And then I have another sensation of energy reaching out of the crown of my head. So I'm always trying to stretch my body in two ways because we're trying to decompress the spine. We want to get air and flexibility and length and space between our vertebrae. So as we do our full Pilates routine, and anytime you think about this two-way stretch and you work it, you're creating more space. So if we're here for 10, 20 minutes and you're concentrating on that, for 20 minutes, you've created this length. And it's so good for your back. Shoulders pull away from ears. Squeeze the seat. I'm going to do one more. Good. And then lower. Now I'm going to take my hands to my sides like goalposts. As I create that two-way stretch, I'm now going to lift the upper body. Same idea. You're reaching long as you lift. So I'm reaching out of the crown of my head. And then because of that reach, I can lift without going into my low back. Almost feel as if your heart is pushing through your ribs. My legs are reaching long to create support. One more. They're also heavy on the mat. So with low back strain, you do not want to lift your feet as well. Keep your feet anchored so you can get that reach. And then lower down and take one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hand. And now push your heels together and let your knees come apart. So I'm like a frog. My feet are flat to the ceiling. Now as I push my pelvis down and draw my belly in, feel that support there. It feels really good. It's a nice release on the low back. If I let go of everything, I sear right into my low back. This is uncomfortable. So really engage, pulling the belly into your spine, creating that anchor, pelvis down. Now squeeze your heels. So as I push my pelvis down and squeeze my heels, what do you feel? You should feel that booty working. So remember I said low back pain can come from butt weakness. So let's strengthen it. Squeeze and create an isometric hold. Feel as if you're just pulling your heels together more and more and more. And that gets you deeper and deeper and deeper into the seat. And then release it. Don't release the abs, just release the heel squeeze. Push together again. Now I'm not lifting my knees into this because for me that goes right into my low back. When I'm tight, I keep everything grounded, closed, chained, supported. Just being nice and kind to your body. And release. Again. Squeeze. Now that two-way stretch is still happening. I'm reaching out of my knees and my tailbone, and my head is reaching in opposition. My belly is pulling into my spine as well as my ribs. Feel it, squeeze it, hold it. We'll do one more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Release, and then lengthen those legs. Now be really kind here, okay? We're going to start to push up our body. And you can come up to wherever you're comfortable, and you'll adjust your arms to wherever feels good. Don't only go up to where you're comfortable going, but we're going to get sort of a spinal extension here. And then lower down. And now we're going to push back into a shell stretch. So take your legs together. Now what you're going to do is as you push up, you're going to start to scoop your belly around your spine. And this is where I feel a lot of tightness. So I want you to do it really mindfully. So right here, I'm feeling a lot of strain. So I'm just stretching kindly into it. I'm letting my head release.
as I drop my tail to my heels and let my head go. Stay here and just sort of, you can use your hands to help. It definitely helps as you kind of feel yourself releasing towards your heels. Keep your belly engaged. And then let your shoulders just sort of rest over your knees and let it go. Breathe. One more breath here. You can make a noisy exhale. I love those. Really does release tension. All right, so now take your hands forward. You're going to shift your weight forward. Woo, hello back. All right, so come to all fours. So I want you to sort of kind of grip your mat a little bit so you can use your hand muscles. Release your wrists. Get your knees right underneath your hips, okay? Now I'm drawing my belly in, and I want you to create that two-way stretch. So energy right out of the tailbone, right out of the crown of your head. Shoulders away from ears, ears from shoulders. And then that anchor of your belly and ribs just drawing in without flexing yet. Just find it. Gently start to tuck the tail. Now you find you might need to stay in a certain area for a little bit longer, like right there feels so good for me. So I'm just going to hold it a little bit, feel that stretch and length. And then you can start to continue. Ooh, and I feel it going all the way through my vertebrae. But I'm not compressing into anything. I'm just feeling that two-way stretch, even when I'm kind of scooping. And then articulate the other way. So I'm going to push with my tail. I'm going to articulate through my spine. And I'm going to find a straight back. All right, now from here, let's open the chest into extension. So it's like the back of my head and my tailbone go towards each other. That feels good. Come to center. All right, so let's try it again. From the tail, ease whenever you flex. You want to be super careful here. Don't overdo it. Not about crunching your body. It's finding that two-way stretch as you flex. Waistband pulling up to the sky. And then start to send the tailbone back. Feel each bone stack. Straight back. Try not to sink in the shoulders here. Keep those shoulders wide. And then we open. Good, we'll do that one more time. And tuck and scoop, hollowing out the front of your body. Push the tops of your feet in the ground to help. So everything gets a stretch even all the way to the feet and ankles. Full body here. Articulate the other way. So already I've loosened up. It's awesome. I no longer had strain on that last rep. So good. All right, gentle as you go back into your child's pose here. Nice, no strain. I don't know about you, how you feel, but that feels wonderful. Take your hands to the left side of your mat. You can kind of shimmy a little bit, whatever feels good. Don't try to feel like you have to be perfect here. Just intentional movement as well as movement that your body tells you it wants. So allow it. Listen to it. Give it what it needs right now if you feel like you need to do something. I'm going to work my way up to a seated position. So I'm just going to stack up the spine. Everything is carefully done. Everything's intentionally done. Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to sit. I'm going to sit cross-legged. Okay, if that's not comfortable for you, you can sit up on pillows or a blanket or even a chair. But I want to bring you back upright. So my butt bones are very heavy down on the floor. All right, good. And now I'm just going to give a little scoop back. It's like a cat but seated. So allow your body to sort of hollow out here. Look at that, I have no strain. Before I couldn't even do this. When I was practicing before this class, I couldn't even do that. Now open. And come to center. Good. Now we're going to side bend. So reach your, float it up. No shoulder to ear, just a nice float. And then reach your spine to the side. You're not compressing into that bottom side. You're creating that space, right? Two-way stretch. Up the other way. So as I keep my tailbone down, my pelvis down, I stretch over out of my head. And you'll notice that that other side, that butt bone's going to want to lift. I want you to keep pulling it down as you stretch out of your head. Good. Come to center, and then we'll just give it a little twist, nice and gentle. Use your hand on your thigh to help you. Look over that shoulder, and then come to center, and we'll go the other way. So it's nice and slow. I feel every muscle in my spine working. Come to center. We'll go through that one more time. Just scoop and hollow it out. Oh, yeah. Bring it back to center. We'll open it up into extension. And then we'll come to center. Now go the other way in your side bend. So if you like this workout and you like things like this, I have a whole online members club where you get a monthly calendar of workouts. You have a library of workouts. Good. And then we'll go the other way. We do little monthly missions where we help our mindful wellness. Look over that shoulder. But I'm doing a 2-week special right now. 2 weeks are free, so you can check it out, see if you like it. But it's more full workouts. We have back kindness ones. We have more workout kind of ones where a little bit more power. Sort of a little bit for everybody. Good. But the goal here is to really protect our back and spine. So stay up here nice and tall. Sitting bones down. I'll put that link below in the description for you if you want to read more about it. So I want you to close your eyes here and center yourself. Nice deep inhales and exhales as you stay tall. Notice if you let go of your abdominals and sort of let go, it will go right into your low back. It's going to go right into that strain. So it's important for the rest of your day today is to keep your abs engaged and keep that nice lift and stretch in the spine. When you compress without engagement, that's when we run into issues, and it will go into the upper back, the lower back. So really, as much as you can, just pay attention to your alignment. All right, so we're going to reach our arms upward towards the ceiling, taking an inhale. Pull the palms together, and then on your exhale, just float those arms down, front, chest, center. Give yourself a smile because you did an awesome job today. Nice work, and I will see you again next week. Take care.